Alright, so this is the third progress report on the building of my forge, and I have possibly the most important piece of all finished. It's just one step away from being completely complete, and the step that I have left is the front and back plates that will keep the hinged panel steady. But the part that I just recently finished is getting the pipe on the bottom, and drilling all the holes in that and attaching the fan. Now, I had to go to school to actually drill the holes that were necessary to bolt the pipe to the bottom, because the drill bits I had here at home that were the right size were all dull and couldn't actually penetrate the metal, so I had to go to school and use the big-ass drill press there. I wish I had gotten some footage of that, because it's a pretty cool place. But, because yes, I'm in a machine tool program, and I'm learning all sorts of machine-y, tool-y types things. But I drilled those holes, and then I used some U-bolts or D-bolts, I don't know what they're called, to bolt it to the bottom, and I've got to cut off those bolts still, the bits that are sticking up. But, and I went to Salvation Army yesterday and bought a blow dryer, which I ended up blowing up last night by accident. Well, not so much blowing it up as burning it out by not knowing how electronics worked very well, and burned up one of the heating coils in a matter of seconds when I turned it on. So after messing around with it for a while, trying to take the heating coils out, but that didn't work. So I scrapped that idea and went to Lowe's and just shelled over $13 for a bathroom fan, which I've seen Dan Brazel, or Brazel, I don't know exactly how he pronounces his last name, but he goes on YouTube by the name Modern Blacksmith. He's helped me out, at least through his videos, a lot on how to build my forge, and he uses pretty much the same fan that I got at Lowe's. It's just a really cheap fan, but it seems to work pretty well. It puts out a great deal of air, and so I'll show you that now. Here's the setup I have. Let me turn this light on, turn that one off. There we go. Here's the setup that I have. As you can see, there's a row of holes all the way through. These are the bolts that are keeping the pipe stable on the bottom. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to see that. Let's see. There's the bolt right there, keeping it to the bottom, and it might not look like much, but it keeps it really steady because I've tightened them up like crazy. Yeah. There it is, and there's a series of holes drilled in here, and here's the fan attached to the end, and it's basically just got a couple of sizes of PVC down to coupler it to the iron pipe that I've got going through here, and here's the fan itself. Pretty simple. Oh, and on this side, on this end, to plug up the hole so that the air will come out of the holes in the forge rather than the hole in the end, I put a wooden dowel through and marked off various lengths. Let me put this down so I can angle the camera to see what I'm doing. There it is. Yeah, there you can see I have marked out maximum, and that leaves none of the holes covered up whenever I'm pushing this in. It's got about yay much inside the forge, so it doesn't interact with the holes. But that's as much air, that's as much length as I can get out of the forge. And then I can move it down to 24, and that's 24 inches, and which coincidentally is 24 holes, because I marked the holes out at inch increments. And then I can move it down to 18, and that covers up all but 18 of the holes. And then I can move it down to 12 with a bit of coaxing, and that'll produce a pretty high pressure from the holes all the way on the other end nearest to the fan, which would produce a hotter flame in theory, but for a smaller piece of metal. And then I can just pull it right back out and get the full length of the full 27 inches of holes that I have drilled in here. So now I guess I'll turn it on for you. And, I mean, you're not really going to be able to see anything, but you might be able to hear the fan moving and hear the air. I don't know. I'll just plug it in real quick. There we go. Now you obviously can't see the air coming out, and it's really not a huge force. It won't even hold up a piece of paper. But it'll definitely be noticeable whenever there's a flame, whenever I get the charcoal on here, and whenever I just have the charcoal burning normally, and then whenever I turn the fan on, it'll be a dramatic difference. So there's a vital part of the forge created, and next I've just got to make 2 side plates and a couple of brackets to keep them on, and then I'll be done. Well, I might still want to make a brace between the legs to keep them more stable, but still, I'm essentially done. I could technically turn it on right now. I could pile coals in here and set them on fire and actually forge something right now if I wanted to. But I want to finish it before I start forging things, because if I start forging things before I finish it, I'll probably never get around to finishing it because I'll be too busy forging things. But I guess that's all for now. I'll have another update in the next day or two whenever I get it completely finished. And then hopefully by the weekend... Oh, fudge, I'm not going to have time this weekend to actually do anything. But maybe in the evening, I don't know. Obligations that I did not make for myself. Anyway, that's not something you need to hear about. It's not important. But I'm very excited. I'm having a great day, and I hope you have a great day too.